My name is Ella Envy, and I'm one half of the NWA Women's World Tag Team Champion. And I'm Kenzie Page, the other half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion. And you better go listen to the Alliance Blog, what is it called again? Podcast, period. Or You're Ugly. You're Power approved. Alright.
We hate that! You already know who it is. It's the radioactive Bobby Danny Limelight, the United Wrestling Network World Heavyweight Champion. And make sure you tune into the Alliance Blog every week. You heard it here first. Straight from Bobby.
Hey guys, check this out. I am officially now sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink made to give you focus with no crash. If you guys are like me, you're always needing a burst of energy, especially with one with no crash. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It keeps me awake with no jitters, guys. Check it out. Merch link is in the bio. Dubby.
Are you ready?
Power.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
I'm building an alliance. God bless the internet.
Okay, let's party. It's showtime.
It's time for the Alliance Guys podcast with your hosts Kevin Frazier, Jaden, DKM, and J. Cal.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Alliance Guys Watch Along. I'm J. Cal, that's DKM, and the graphic that tells you to drink W is our good friend Jaden. We are the OG Alliance Guys. And I want to say real quick, I'm not sure if you guys saw yesterday, but our pal Tim, the Alliance Gold, a.k.a. NWA Gold, formerly known as Tim Wood, has departed from our streaming platform. Is that how to say it? I don't know. Tim has left the other Alliance Guys, and I did wish him well in his future endeavors. Hopefully, down the road, we'll see him again, but yeah, he decided that it's no longer fun for him, and as DKM could attest and Jaden could attest, we've all felt that way at times doing these live streams, and so my best to Tim. We're gonna miss him, but nevertheless, we will persist.
Yeah, good luck, Mr. Wrestling Tim Woods. Shame you lost your smile, but the NWA has a tendency to do that to people.
You ain't kidding. So DK, how are you doing?
Who, me?
Yeah, that would be you. You're the only one with D in their name.
Are you sure?
No,
I'm drink W right now, so I got a couple of D's. I got double D's.
I don't know how to respond to that. Anyway, going with the flow. And I learned I watched Power for no reason this week. So,
well, there was some reason, just none that we could verify here on the show. Hey, so I got to get your opinion on something, DK and Jaden. You're more than welcome to weigh in, but we talk about the world's heavyweight champion, and we've all agreed that a champion that tours the country and hopefully outside of the country is a very good thing for the NWA. EC3 has been a very fighting champion, having had title defenses all over the U.S. I mean, as far west is Utah, but all points in between out east and in the Midwest. And I guess my question to you, DK, is it was just announced earlier today that the title match between Mario Pardua and EC3 has been canceled for the NWA Chicago event that takes place tomorrow. Kind of number one, on short notice. Number two, it's being reported due to sickness. Is this the sign of a traveling champion just starting to get all those mileage catching up to him, or is this just an unfortunate set of circumstances?
Maybe a little bit of both. I know from an interview with EC3 from years ago. I think right after he left WWE, that he does have health issues. I don't remember what all of them are. I mean, it does seem like he's had some surgeries and stuff. And so, I mean, could it be as simple as he has a cold? Maybe. When's the Chicago show?
Literally tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah. So it could be as simple as he has a cold or the flu or something like that. Or, stomach problems or all that fun stuff. Or, he could just be worn out. Or, maybe one of his health issues has risen up to give him a little bit of problems. So, I mean, even today's traveling isn't like it was. So I tend to think it's probably just some kind of viral infection. If they were bacterial, they'd probably put them on antibiotics and there'd be a better chance he'd recover within a couple days.
And Jaden, what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously you've worked in talent relations for quite some time. You've had wrestlers bail on shows that they were promoted on that you were involved with, or
and events.
They almost got it before you did. I mean, what are your thoughts on? Look, this is maybe the fourth time the champions had to bow out of a title defense due to either prior commitments or health reasons. I mean, he recently, after the Paranoia tapings, after that hardcore death match or whatever the crap you want to call it, he had to withdraw from title defenses that weekend as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Anybody who's ever been inside of an airplane knows that it's basically a flying tube of doom that is just a haven for bacteria and infections. I remember you were going home from when you went to beautiful downtown rustic Glassboro, New Jersey, and I think you got sick after that too. And I remember you also got sick going to Mexico a couple times, even though that just might be because of Mexico.
Yeah.
But it does happen when you travel. You get exposed to bacteria strains that you're not exactly immune to. And, even keeping yourself in the most peak of physical form and health, getting tired wears you out faster, which increases the chance of you getting sick, not getting enough sleep, heavy travel. All that stuff is very damning to your body. So, it is very plausible that he's ill, that he won't be able to make it, and hopefully they get a good replacement. They just need to reschedule the match, but it's a shame for everybody willing to go. But still, it does happen, The old days, people used to wrestle sick, but they also made a lot more money then, and this was their livelihood, and it was the only way they could make money. Nowadays, wrestlers have a lot of outlets to try to get some capital in their pocket, even though they don't make as much as per event for generalization. It's still, it's sad for NWA Chicago and their debut event, and it'd be nice to get another world championship match, but again, it happens.
We do know that still currently booked. Willie Bowen says, "Don't drink the water in Mexico." Being in Mexico myself, having traveled there for the last year's, which literally just 1 year ago, for the World is a Vampire tour, I purposely bought bottled water, and I still ended up with Montezuma's Revenge. So I don't know exactly what happened there, but you ain't kidding, Willie, about that water down in Mexico. You're better off drinking cerveza and Coca-Cola.
Did I ever tell you how I actually shut down my school for 2 weeks when I was young?
Nope, let's hear it.
When I was really young, I had family in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and apparently they had some kind of viral infection in the water, but nobody bothered to tell me, so I was just drinking water. And while I don't remember much other than some bad gas, apparently that bacterial infection, once it hit the human body, was able to be transferred through all kinds of contact, especially from a bathroom. And apparently 75 to 85% of the school all got infected, and we were barred from going to school for 2 whole weeks. So everybody got a 2-week vacation, even if it was kind of a crappy vacation, pun intended.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Whatever works.
That was also the year that we had so many snow days, and because of that, we went to late June, almost to my birthday, which is the end of June, in that school year. And that was also the same year that we had a freak snowstorm on Lake Erie in the middle of June.
You're you're a Cancer?
Yeah. Do you rather say Scorpio? No, thank you on that one.
I'm a Sagittarius.
DK is a cloud yeller. Which sign was that, DK?
Gemini.
You know, the weird thing about astrology, right? Because I don't know if I ever broke this news on the live stream, but I was a preemie baby, right? Like I was born, according to my mom, I was supposed to be born in January of 79, and I was born in November of 78. Now it's the tail end of November, but that's still like at least a month and a half early. So before anyone says anything, yeah, I do have some complications being so damn sexy. Sorry, just make myself laugh. But
he also apparently has problems with his vision.
Yeah, well, DK just left the show because of that. So bye, DK, love you. No, but so if I was supposed to be born in January, but I was born in November, how does that affect my astrological sign?
The whole belief on that one is it's whatever radiation and stuff that affected you first when you came out of your womb affects your personality and all the other things. So the stars and stuff affected you when you first were born, and that's affected you, not infected you, affected you, or effected you, whatever the word is.
Affected him.
Yeah.
I've been affected somehow.
Whoa, lightning.
Oh, you got some wow, easy for me to say. Got some weather out there in Texas, huh?
Yeah, it's been coming and going all day. We've missed some of it, but apparently this new round we're about to get.
We got 10 inches earlier this week. We're about to get 10 inches again. I wait for Jaden to make the joke.
I was going to say something, but
we're trying to keep you monetized.
Honestly, if you didn't just spill it, I probably would have. You just took away the fun.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm good at. I don't know. I think I just had a stroke.
That also happens sometimes when you watch the NWA.
Do I need to call 911?
Just dial 9 and 1, and if I fall down, hit the other one.
Okay.
They get chokeslammed through a table.
Oh my God. Tommy Dreamer. Hey, did either one of you see Sting's last match or parts of it or anything?
No.
All I saw was a clip of Darby Allin going through a piece of glass because I couldn't scroll up fast enough.
You did? Did you see his sons come out as Surfer Sting and Wolfpack Sting?
I saw a picture of that.
The video was it was kind of crazy because when he first came out, and I didn't order the pay-per-view, I just saw clips on the internet. When he first came out, his I think it's his younger son, he was all dressed up like the Venice Beach Sting. And when I saw that, at first I thought he had cut his hair and dyed it because they bear such a strong resemblance, Sting and his sons, which is weird because his sons also don't really look alike, but they all look like their dad. And I don't know, it was kind of one of those cool moments. Actually, I'm gonna, in a rare occasion here, I'm gonna tip my hat to Tony Khan for giving Sting the exit from the business that I think the WWE should have tried to give him. And I didn't necessarily need to see Sting go 29-0. I didn't necessarily need to see Sting leave with the tag titles, but the fact that they put him in and he actually wrestled. I know it's not the Sting we grew up with, or even the Sting that was the world's heavyweight champion, but you got to see a Sting who was able to go out on his own terms. You know what I mean? And he wasn't the same Sting, but I don't feel like he held anything back. And he having watched Sting in the 80s and seeing him in that first family of wrestling all the way to his final match in AEW, you could see the evolution of that guy. And I thought it was really cool that that Tony gave him the send-off that, again, I think the WWE really missed the opportunity to celebrate Sting on his way out. So I will always call a spade, but I think Tony did good that time.
I actually have a question for Jaden.
Okay.
So I was watching a review, and they said that Sting actually had wanted the Young Bucks to win because it's an age-old tradition that in your retirement match, you put over somebody young. And from when I used to watch wrestling, that was never the case. You won your retirement match. You only put people over when you were leaving a territory. You didn't, your retirement, Vern won his, Fritz won his. There were others throughout time that when they were retiring, they all won. And in fact, a lot of people criticized WWE, including this particular group that was talking about it, for them like having Kurt Angle lose and others. And it's just like, WWE kind of started that a few years back with retirement matches.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm wrong, and you're certainly a student of the game history, much like I am. So, I mean, do you remember that retirement matches were to put over the young person?
Not necessarily. A lot of the retirement matches were happening between two guys that were feuding huge over each other. And the only time you lost a retirement match is if there was an actual stipulation where the loser retired. If it was your last match, they usually ended up winning. But the exception, I think, being Terry Funk.
Because
then again, he retired so many times, I don't remember.
I was going to say which one of his retirement matches.
Yeah. But I usually, you won your retirement match and then you went out strong and you had a reason to celebrate. The only exception, if it was a loser retires match, like two wrestlers are against each other and the loser of the match retires, obviously then somebody retires. So that's more of a modern thing, I think, of, the person, the last match they retired. But then again, a lot of the WWE ones, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, it was a loser retire match. So maybe that's why that happened that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was just, I don't know. It just struck me as weird when they made that comment. Well, that was, tradition is, it's like, no, that's not tradition.
No, tradition is on your way out the door, you put over a new star. And first of all, yes, they're younger than Sting, but since when the hell are the Young Bucks young? They may have young in their name, but they're more like the old, something that rhymes with Bucks instead of the Young Bucks.
Fair.
Yeah, that's very true. And I don't know. Okay, it was just a question that I had. I mean, I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch the match. I'm glad I didn't watch the match. It's not the type of match I like. It's not, it's not the type of thing I like. So
at least Tony gets to do something you never, ever, ever see in AEW and do a tournament.
Yeah. So
okay, so one more thing that I enjoyed about it, and I guess it was like a tornado tag or no rules tag. It was pretty all over the place. Like you mentioned, Darby went through glass, and which I find that kind of ironic how the whole shit show started with Jungle Boy and CM Punk about going through real glass.
That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Somehow AEW who in their early days said they weren't worried about WWE. They didn't need to take shots at WWE. They were their own thing, their own whatever. And they can't resist taking shots at CM Punk. It's like, I don't know how to tell you guys this, but the only thing that reminding people about CM Punk is that he doesn't wrestle for you anymore. That when he gets better, he'll be wrestling for the other guys.
Yep.
Leave it alone, you assholes. Stupid. Put stupid in front of there. Just leave it alone.
And I agree with you, right? Like I don't think that glass spot was needed, but the one thing I thought
back?
Huh? Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I think Matthew Underwood said, or maybe no, it was James. James said, and there was the same spot in the match involving Glass and Darby Allin and he needed like 12 stitches. So that's pretty serious. But the spot that I thought was pretty cool that I saw was Sting's sons getting involved in the match. Now, again, I'm not the biggest AEW mark, but I did tell you guys I was in Arizona and it was Sting's last show in Arizona, so I went. And that's when he won the tag titles, and he celebrated with his two boys ringside. And they came in the ring and celebrated with Darby and Sting, and the Bucks attacked them as well as Sting and Darby leading up to that match at Revolution. So it was interesting that both of those guys donned the Sting face paint from the bygone era. And during the course of the match, because there was very little rules to that match, both sons got involved and hit their own stinger splashes on both members of the executive vice presidents, Nicholas and Matthew. So to me, I thought that was kind of a neat spot just because, you always think about, well, why aren't there kids wrestling? It's the evolution of Steve Borden. Why aren't his kids in the ring? They're their own people. They got their own lives, but they looked really good for that, 30-second video that I watched.
Sting was the last of the brothers in paint still in action too. They either passed away or no longer are wrestling. There was the Ultimate Warrior, there was the Road Warriors, there was the Great Muta. A lot of those wrestlers who came from that era, they were part of the original brothers in paint, are all gone. Either no longer wrestling or no longer with us.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. And Matthew Underwood points out that Drew Galloway was talking about taking shots at the Brawl Out on Twitter this week. I think he said, what did I do to deserve some blankety blank like Seth to come out here and go into business for himself? Basically parodying CM Punk's comments on Adam Page, which I thought that was kind of funny too. But
yeah, that wasn't a Brawl Out. That was the Hangman segment, wasn't it?
Yeah. And look, to be honest, man, I don't really care about any of it. I'll laugh at something when I think it's funny, and I thought that was pretty funny. I don't believe in tribalism. I say this all the time on this podcast, this live stream. Go watch what you want to watch. Go enjoy what you want to enjoy. Life's too short to hate watch pro wrestling. If you don't like it, go watch something that you do like. And if there is nothing you like, then go find a remote and watch something else entirely. There's enough wrestling out there at this day and age that you could find some kind of program that you enjoy, whether it be going to Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators and watching the matches from all of the events that they have posted, which is a large amount of matches, to be quite honest. Or, like tonight, we're going to watch Joe Cazana Promotions. If what you are seeing on cable TV is not appealing to you, there's still a vast amount of pro wrestling out there that you can watch with almost no commitment. Jump on YouTube and just type in a wrestling promotion. You'll find one, I guarantee it. So, with that being said, gentlemen, and those of you watching in the audience, which we have there's 11 people watching on YouTube right now and 11 people watching on Twitter. And all of a sudden, we're getting discovered on Twitter. The same thing yesterday, the other guys had about 15 people watching on Twitter, which I'd never seen that many people watching us on Twitter. So if you're watching on Twitter, thank you for watching. If you leave a comment, we'll put that up on the screen.
What's Twitter?
Oh, excuse me, X. X gonna give it to you. What?
I love that song.
You do or do not?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a big DMX fan. DMX never, even though he hear his music everywhere, I don't think he ever truly got his credit. He got more notoriety for not paying his taxes but he was so good.
Did he pass away, DMX?
I believe he did, yeah.
Danny Limelight was killing it. Yesterday, Danny joined the other Alliance guys, the Farewell Tim episode. Danny was on there, and it was a really good episode, man. Danny's fun. You guys know that. We've had Danny on this show enough times. He's a fun interview.
See, Tim should have put somebody over and lost a match for his leaving of the Alliance guys. It should have been him versus Scooby.
Oh, wait a minute. Do we get a tournament now?
What's that now?
Do we get a tournament to replace Tim?
No, I don't think so, man. Tim is irreplaceable. And for those of you guys who are listening, and I think I said it earlier, but if not, Jeremy and Dave Scooby are going to continue on. I'm sure the show will be similar to what it was before, obviously without Tim, but I hope everyone continues to support those guys because number one, they put a lot of work into the show. And number two, it's a fun watch and it's not very heavy.
We need the Masked Maple Leaf to make his debut.
The Masked Maple Leaf, that might happen. Don't give those guys any ideas. That might happen. All right, so I closed my window, so I have to go back to it. But we're gonna watch the show of episode.
Put the link in the thing so people could watch it with us.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
What we're gonna do is we'll do a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and then press the button. When we say press the button, this is what I need you guys to do. When we do 3, 2, 1, press the button. I need you to press the button. Okay, that means press play.
Okay, so let me get the link here.
Guess I got to pull it up too now. All right, open up the phone.
The Midnight Reader. Scooby says it's going to be the Midnight Reader. Matthew Underwood says Tim will be back. Matthew Underwood also said DMX was doing that slam poetry show on HBO. I have no recollection of DMX doing slam poetry, but is that available on Slam? Is available on Max?
I thought Onyx did Slam. Let the boys be boys.
I'm a b-boy, standing in my b-boy stance. Everybody give him the microphone before I bust in my pants. I love DK's face because DK's just a tad bit older than me and Jaden, so he kind of misses some of these references sometimes.
Oh, no, I get the references. I just don't know why anyone would want to make them.
All right.
DK liked the Sugar Hill Gang the best.
No.
He liked the old lady doing the Sugar Hill Gang in the Adam Sandler movie.
That was the best part. She was better than everything.
We should get her to come do the podcast. Is she still alive?
No.
No. Damn. Prince. Oh.
If peeing your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis. It's my favorite line from Billy Madison. Okay. Are you linked up, everyone? Matthew Underwood points out episode 1 has over 3,000 views. Well, we're hoping to put a few more views on their page right now. You got to remember, Joe Cazana Promotions. Let me try that again. Joe Cazana Promotions is now officially over the 1,000 subscriber mark. This video has 3,000 views, which means they're at a point now where their channel is going to be monetized. So they're making money because we're watching this show. The good news for that is that allows them to grow their offering slightly. I mean, look, they make their money off the live events. Sure, you could buy a t-shirt, you could buy the hat. But watching the show now on YouTube is a great way to support them and put a little bit of coin in their pocket. So, as always, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. And one more comment, and then we'll go to the show. Noob says NWA Chicago is going to have a rough start tomorrow. And boy, there's only 2 matches on the card. NWA should have forgotten the Florida territory and named it Tampa. NWA Tampa. Hey, Noob, one of the matches got canceled. EC3 won't be making that title defense. All right. Now, with that being said,
before you guys do anything, make sure you go on the comments and mention that we're talking about this and link it to it. So that way, maybe there's 3,000 people watching that will help watch us too.
That's a great idea. That's a phenomenal idea. Thanks for suggesting it, Jaden. All right, so here we go. We're going to push play. Everyone ready? You want to do the countdown?
All right. 3, 2, 1. Press play. Hey, there's some guy with a 0 on the back of his shirt.
What would you say about this guy?
I say that hat is ugly as hell to start with. You got to bend that brim.
That's not the hat I would be wearing when I'm making my debut in Tennessee, but
Why would you wear all black and then a light blue hat? Anyway.
What about purple shoes?
Ain't nothing wrong with purple shoes.
Is he holding a black hat? So he's wearing a blue hat and he's holding a black hat.
He is. It's a Joe Cazana hat too, isn't it? It's a Joe Cazana Promotions, or it's an NWA hat, I think.
It's the NWA Joe Cazana hat.
I thought he threw it down. So is that like a -0, or is that just a 0?
I think it's like the absolute 0.
He says 0 on his.
I think that's a spoiler on his booking ability.
Those stars aren't how many matches, how many awards he's won. I watched that one.
Maybe he got him from Cage Match. Does Cage Match even mention the NWA?
No, they do not.
There's Joe Cazana. I always thought he was taller.
Cazana is. Remember when he wrestled? He was. Yeah, Matthew, we're on episode number 1. Joe was. Oh, that's Gary Horn right there. I don't know if you guys recognize Gary Horn. Joe Cazana worked as an enhancement wrestler in the 90s. We've had him on the show before. I love in the background. You see that girl just on her phone. That's awesome.
Somebody dressed like a Christmas tree. Is that like the Christmas creature?
Yeah. Well, you have to remember this was how the Coalfield stole Christmas. So this was filmed back in December.
So is this at a school? Just a local?
I think it's
an auditorium.
I want to say it's at a high school gymnasium.
That looks like one of those things they use to bring the basketball court down on. If you look on your middle of the right, above that guy with the weird-looking face.
Are we just gonna shit talk people in the audience? Because I'm all right with that.
I don't know. Just the face he's looking. It looks like he's about to crap himself. Is his hat on backwards?
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
We had an eye roll by a young lady in the orange.
I like the jacket that Joe Galli's wearing, but what the hell's wrong with his pants?
I feel like this should have been done a tape segment in the back, and this didn't need to be done in front of the audience.
Well, it's all about ego. And honestly, it's probably a good idea that it wasn't done in front of the audience. They probably should have just redid it in front of a tape segment too.
I'm looking at the crowd, and half the people don't give a shit,
Well, it's because I don't think the Tennessee crowd is the peak Smashing Pumpkins audience.
Maybe not, and that's a great point too. Like, this isn't Nashville, right? This is Coalfield.
I gotta admit, I was a little disappointed in the belt.
Well, he made the mistake of overselling it for us.
Yeah, I know he was talking about what a great belt it was and how awesome it was. I'm sitting there going, "Oh, I can't wait!" And it's like, okay. I mean, okay. I do like the new Heritage belt that Dave Marquez did.
I have I got some exciting information about Dave Marquez, but I cannot share it. It's sworn to secrecy.
Fine.
Just for that, we're gonna make him watch the Best of Dave Dahl matches booked by Billy Corgan.
You have to watch all of Tyrus's title defenses on repeat.
I flew all the way to Mexico to see one of them.
And boy, are your arms tired.
I will say this, man, and this is a huge. I firmly believe that Joe Cazana believes everything that he's saying right now, and I don't think he's working the crowd. I really feel like he believes in his product. I think he really believes in the NWA, and I really feel like what I miss.
That transition was great.
Yeah.
All right, so the Country Gentleman, I see. I think that was Kerry Morton, maybe.
Freya the Slayer.
I like the theme.
Yeah, I do too. The Trevor Murdoch.
I saw Roxy. Lisa Kate. That's the Stu Crew.
I think I saw Jeremiah Plunkett.
I like that lockup.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, that looked like people who were, trying.
What's interesting about this is they literally have Dr. Tom on commentary. Like, how great is that?
His family is known to be commentators. They're not special-taters, they're just commentators. Hey, look, redheads.
Gingers.
Not a soul in the ring right now.
Oh, so
hey,
okay,
Plunkett.
So what we saw was from Caulfield, how the Caulfield Soul Christmas, but this is literally from the show that they taped just recently. At the,
Beautiful Bobby Arena. Okay, I like that.
What?
And that's not their name for it. That's literally what this venue is called.
Plunkett needs to not wear gray.
No, I don't think a gray is a good color for him.
Gray is never a good color for wrestlers.
See, I always see in my mind when I picture Jeremiah Plunkett, I picture like a black and red. Got to get that guy some Alliance swag so he can wear it to the ring.
Oh my God, that is the ugliest jacket I've ever seen. Did somebody throw up on him?
Are those baby cherubs?
I think yes. And aren't all cherubs babies?
Fair enough. Is that like a Van Halen album cover?
No, I think it's somebody's couch. Hey, Plunkett just did that entrance. Don't smile, referee.
Don't laugh, for sure.
Nope, can't tell her nothing.
Ye gads. Good thing this isn't in the sunlight. I'd be blind.
I am so proud of how much weight Jeremiah Plunkett has lost. I like the venue.
Yeah, I do too. The windows they need to go though. They got to do something with those windows.
Yeah, curtains over the windows would have been nice, and the lighting is a little bit harsh.
I think part of it is because of the windows, because it's reflecting off.
Yeah.
I like the whole black though.
Do they have a hard cam?
The proposed dog arena is going to be set up similar to this. Of course, that never happens, but except instead of the black background, we were talking about putting like painted on the like different famous people or wrestlers or something in the background in like a caricature style, in like an audience to make it look like there's different people that have been around for a while in the wrestling business. And the idea of the dog arena was going to be called the Sportatorium.
I used to have delusions of grandeur of opening up a WrestlePlex.
I like the ring apron. I like the ring itself. That was a nice headlock. American flag, that's always classy. Merchandise in the back, that's good.
Is that an interview segment over there with the beautiful Bobby Eaton wallpaper?
The banner?
Yeah.
Let me look again.
It's in the corner. It's like in the left-hand corner of the ring. Left of the entrance, I should say.
That little curtain thing you see in the background?
Yeah.
I guess that's what that is. It looks like a curtain to block an entrance. Maybe
Yeah.
they just don't have a door there.
I mean, that's where I would fill promos right there. You know, I don't have a problem with this Kid Optimal. I just kind of wish he had a little bit better physique.
And maybe not be whiter than sour cream. This is coming from me. We just changed all our light bulbs out. I got a sunburn.
Well, to me, he needs one of two things. He either needs to tighten up or better tan. But it's not good to be white and kind of flabby.
Yeah.
Or white and nerdy, apparently.
Well, according to Weird Al, I thought that was it.
Jaden, I know
Yes.
you're kind of a misogynist. Just kidding. I was just kidding.
What did you say?
I said, I know you're kind of a misogynist, but I was just kidding. How do you feel about there are more female referees now than I think ever before? How do you feel about the inclusion of female referees in pro wrestling?
She's got some size on her, so she isn't like 44 pounds. I think she could take some people.
You think she's a student that's training, or do you think she's a trained referee?
She's better than most referees I've seen on these type of things. She should be trying to get him out of the corner right now, like a little more authoritative. But I think she probably is a student that's training because she's got some good size. But she doesn't come across as somebody this is her goal referee.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not even really a referee shirt. I think I've seen that shirt like in like a thrift store.
I saw a bunch of blue shirts with NWA patches on at a thrift store recently.
Is that true?
No.
I had one of those.
So do I.
How am I the only one that didn't get one? Oh wait, because I didn't work for the NWA.
Right. Because they didn't do the blue shirts until the group that you worked for left or lost power.
There might be truth to that. The closest I got to working for them is I was a moderator on the message board for about 3 months before that went away.
Closest I got to working for them is that they let me buy belts off of them at a fair price.
Oh, so you were helping to finance Bruce Tharp Promotions?
Well, I think I bought them both from Chris. So
Matthew Underwood says they should move the mop and bucket from the back wall. You shouldn't call that kid mop and bucket. That's not nice. Matthew says
more like ham and egger.
Ham and egger.
Hate. All right. When I wrestled, I couldn't punch because I'm going to break some secrets here. I couldn't pull a punch. So I got tired of getting potatoed back. So I used to forearm. But my forearms look way better. And so do these strikes. These strikes do not look like they're connecting. Damn Kabashi chop. Not even good at it.
Oh, that's ugly.
He's not even doing it as well as the Stro, who did it pretty well. I'm not trying to say anything against it, but
see, bent over like that, it's not attractive.
But nobody looks good bent over like that.
That was kind of watching that double roll in the stomach.
That was a good knee, though. I like that knee.
Yeah. But things like that matter because, again, these are supposed to be professional athletes.
What was that?
Well, those look terrible.
Ooh. The only time he hit him.
The
only contact he made, he actually punched him in the face.
Right in the eye, too. Jesus.
Well, he did slap him on the back, but you notice it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Plunkett was very happy with that.
He got
Yeah.
potatoed.
That would have been a tatered back. There went some tater salad going on.
Oh, yeah. Watch them damn hands is what I read. Well, that pin cover, you could tell he wasn't fucking around. He was putting an end to that match.
I think he told them stay down. I don't know if that was the way the end was supposed to go or not, but I'm pretty sure he told them stay down.
I like that.
Is that a Fargo strut to a DX chop?
Yeah.
Kyle Davis. Why am I seeing Kyle Davis? I have to see him enough on Power. Do I need to see him elsewhere too now?
Did they have to get so close that I could see the eye boogers in his eyes?
Exactly. The stubble on the top of his head. I mean, come on, people.
Pull back the zoom a little bit, Kyle. Jesus.
HD's not good for everything, people.
There's that also. What the heck? Why the hell is he wearing a bathroom rug?
Where the banjos come from?
Those teeth are something else, man.
I'm a little worried.
He's got summer teeth. Some are here, some are on the floor.
Why do they both kind of look like young Peter Avalon, but worse?
Oh my God. Did he ever spend any time down in Appalachia? Or wherever that is?
I'll have to message him sometime.
The one looks like him on meth.
Yes, the one that's missing the teeth.
Yes. Okay, that was kind of scary.
I like the transition. I really do. It's very Cucumber and Company.
I miss those guys. I wish they were still. Hey, there we go.
Happy to see the Heat Seekers.
They
Now I
are.
want steak.
If I ever go to Japan, I'm definitely going to the Ribera, and I'm going to bring money to buy a jacket. They don't have to give me one. I'll buy it.
You're not supposed to be able to buy them.
Motherfucker. I like how that lady just looked at, not Sigmund, but the other guy, Russell. She just gave him the eye.
Well, that's a good thing for tag team belts. I like those.
Yeah, I do. They're both traditional looking, but don't look out of place like a lot of the NWA belts.
Right.
I really like those tag titles, especially for an NWA territory.
They remind me of the World Class Tag and Six Mans.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're.
Hey, Luthez, what we're doing right now is we are watching the first episode of season 4 of Joe Cazana Promotions. We're watching it. Here's a click to the link. We're about, I guess we're about halfway through right now. We're about the 18-minute mark, 18-20 mark. And we are watching it and commenting on it live, doing something a little bit different here for tonight's episode of the Alliance Guys podcast.
I think those silver belts would look better, by the way, if they weren't on red straps.
If they were on red straps or not on?
We're not on red straps.
Yeah, as we know, you don't like red straps. You're weird.
Not for that type of belt.
Oh, that's Bruiser Bob. He thinks he's the new Bruiser Brody.
Oh, well, Brody had his teeth, so.
They look like more like Josephus ripoffs.
It's not lying.
The fans don't know who to cheer for because they were booing the Heat Seekers, but these guys are getting mixed reactions from the crowd.
Oh, wouldn't you get a mixed reaction if you were dressed like that?
I would immediately start cheering for the Heat Seekers.
I'd get arrested.
Well, the problem is I'd start cheering for the Heat Seekers when they first come out because I like them.
Is that Running with the Devil?
Running with the Devil.
That's one of my favorite Van Halen songs, and it makes me sad that these guys use it as entrance music.
If you're going to wear fur, don't wear faux fur.
I'm all right with them wearing faux fur. Fur is
It's just-
fur.
It looks like stuff that's like you bought in Hot Topic in the 1990s.
Well, yeah, it certainly does, but
In like the economy bin.
I see. That's to me that looks more like what you'd see a stripper wearing, like at the exotic outfit garment store.
Oh no, the ones around here, the exotic garment stores around here are very high class.
Oh,
Much higher quality stuff.
You didn't.
A lot of
take me
wrestlers
around
actually bought stuff from it. That's why I know.
Was that where you used to buy your gear?
No, I had that special made.
I like the fact that she's presenting the belts the right way. I love that. That was great. Not surprised that Joe Cazana knows how to run a wrestling promotion, but happy to see that the way that they showcase the belts like that. These guys are playing tickle tag.
Little things matter.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
These guys remind me of like the Vaudevillains, and Enzo and Cash had like incest babies.
Well, let's see if they can wrestle, because I can forgive a lot of the stupid gimmick if they can actually wrestle decently.
That's very true. After all, my first reaction when seeing Kevin Douglas was not a positive one.
Well, and I don't think any of us were huge on Silas Mason when we first saw him. When I
don't remember, honestly. I think I saw him after you guys started putting him over, so I don't think I got a true watch ahead of time.
Well, you remember famously Jaden was pushing Jason Kincaid as this great wrestler, and I was like, he looks like garbage, but dude could wrestle.
Yeah.
He changed his gear and put the mouthpiece in, and it just started working out well. Is that who that reminds me of? It reminds me of, what's that tag team that works for OVW and the NWA and AEW every once in a while? Everybody's so over with. I think they're not that. I think they're overrated. Kind of reminds me of somebody bought them on Temu.
You're not talking about the Outrunners, are you?
Maybe.
The Outrunners are like a Midnight Express type tag team.
If it's who I'm thinking of, it's not even the Midnight Express of Bombastic Bob and Beautiful Bart or whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha.
They remind me of a parody of what Hollywood thinks an 80s wrestling tag team looks like.
That is the Midnight Runners. You know what would be a lot of fun is if this year at the Crockett Cup, the Heat Seekers actually get some play,
I hope they, get some wins, get into maybe much further.
Yeah, I don't need them.
I really want to see them win the tag team titles again.
Yeah, I do too. I've been watching Sigmund longer though. Sigmund started as a singles, didn't he?
Well, Sigmund.
They both did.
They both did, yeah.
Sigmund was a former NWA Mid-Atlantic junior heavyweight champion, and him and Chase Owens actually fought over that Mid-Atlantic junior heavyweight title in China when they were doing those shows in China, which was a lot of fun.
Sigmund actually made several verbal challenges to Kevin Douglas.
Was he in the tournament?
No.
I think he was.
I don't remember who was in the
I
tournament.
don't think he will, but I can pull it up. I don't think he was, but I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, I do remember he made several challenges. I think he was even supposed to face him one time, but something happened and they ended up doing Chase Owens again.
Oh, that's not who I meant. I put Kevin Owens. I meant Chase Owens. Those are two different people entirely.
Rumor has it.
So was Jay and Kevin Owens are two different people.
Somebody on TikTok recommended that I change my channel name to KO Wrestling.
Well, Sigmund and why can't I think of Sigmund's partner?
Hustle.
But they're roughly wrestling as heels.
Yeah.
Match hasn't. I've enjoyed the match.
Yeah, the match isn't bad.
So real quick, it was first round: Kevin Douglas versus Alex Payne, Caleb Conley versus Chris Taylor, Chase Owens and Stephen Walters, Scorpio Sky and Mike Posey. And then that was the tournament.
Referee Mike Posey, huh?
Yep. There was also an NWA National Championship match that night. Chance Prophet defeating Damian Wayne. And the World Tag Team titles, the Dark City Fight Club took on the Bunkhouse Boys.
The Chance Prophet Damian Wayne, DW defeated Chance for the Dog Championship, and this was a rematch, but this time it was for the National Championship. Why does the NWA have a U.S. tag titles but a national singles title?
It was all about not using title names that were currently being used by WWE or AEW. So when they started the national title, initially Billy wanted to go with U.S. title, but they were like, no, that's something that the WC or that's what WWE has on SmackDown, the U.S. title.
And so did
New Japan.
New Japan had just done their U.S. title. I
Yeah,
would have done it anyway. I feel that was bad advice given to Billy.
Well, then they went with they had the North American title. They thought about doing that as well, but then NXT just introduced the North American title. So they're like, okay, we'll have the national title and then the TV title, which is kind of funny because, you know, ROH has had a TV title forever. And, you know, although they call it the TNT title, that's basically the same thing for AEW.
Impact had, or TNA or whatever they were, had a TV title too at a time. There's a lot of T's.
Yeah, that one belt, their everything belt.
Yeah.
It was a Legends belt, a television belt, a King of the Mountain belt.
Is he biting him?
Yeah.
Yep. Giving him a hickey.
Like they both sold the headlock.
He didn't have all his teeth.
But he had two choppers out front, though.
Well, I suppose.
It's like a beaver trying to chomp on you.
How do we feel about this tag team, guys?
About the tag team or about the match?
The opponents, not the Heat Seekers. How do we feel about their opponents?
They're capable in the ring. They just look like people from Tennessee.
Basically, yeah, he's not wrong. I would, this is one of those things where I don't know what their, Monday through Friday jobs are.
The guy in the ring, I heard he's a dentist.
He might be.
Made me snort, dude.
But and again, probably part of it's being Tennessee, but they're both kind of like I don't like gimmick outfits. Wear trunks, wear tights, wear something that makes you look like a wrestler.
I don't mind it if they looked right. Like the Moondogs worked well with jeans, and the Long Riders worked well with jeans.
The Long Riders, yeah.
But the Moondogs they just looked. They were very Appalachian. They were very mountain-esque people.
Yeah, I mean,
they look like bikers that inbred somewhere in the hills. These guys look like more like the hills have eyes.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, there's kind of like a farmer's tan going on that dude there.
I hate back and forth punching like that too.
It can be done right, but it almost never is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're showing they have skills.
You know what? I'll be honest, man. This has been a very good match. I think this is what you want from Joe Cazana Promotions. You know,
Yes.
I spoke very highly of JCP when Joe was on here, but like everything I've seen from them, this to me is what the NWA should be. You know.
I just accidentally touched the screen and realized this is not far from being over. We want to watch episode 2 while we're at it.
I'm all right with that too. If you guys are able to, I mean, we've only been on for about an hour now, so if everyone's up for episode 2, we could go episode 2.
Episode 2 is only 29 minutes.
Let's do episode 2 then.
I think maybe they should give these guys in the ring a mask gimmick.
Maybe.
Give them something like a unique mask tag team.
Like, you know, maybe a manager with a blue polyester jacket with a black glove.
No.
I'm glad you guys got where I was going with that.
Did he rip his singlet?
I think it already had a hole in it.
Yeah, and I think it's supposed to be a wife beater.
That was okay. I kind of like that.
Yeah, because there are other holes and stuff. I think it's a gimmick.
There is a big vein on Sigmund's head.
Well, when your head is that big, everything on it's supposed to be big.
Are you saying he's got a 5 head?
I'm saying that he can land planes on that forehead.
Somewhere there's a Sasha Banks joke.
All right, dumb question, Jaden. I know you watch some Ohio Valley. How does this stand up to like something like Ohio Valley?
Ohio Valley is a little more sports entertainment.
Okay.
The production is nice, though, like the lights, the Davis Arena. Even though there's nothing wrong with this one at all, it has a different feel to it.
Yeah.
There's some wrestlers in there that I'm not a big fan of in Ohio Valley. A little too sports entertainment for me. But I think both of them are products of the promoter and products of the area.
Oh shit, that was a pretty nice moonsault.
You know, I think some of
maybe he's paying homage to Dusty Rhodes. There's some polka dots.
Well, I kind of think Jay's put it absolutely best. I mean, I think if you're trying to remember what old NWA wrestling was kind of about, this is like a spot show of the old days.
Ooh. Having going, I thought that might have had
this Dreamweaver kid, man. I'm gonna say he's a pretty good wrestler, man.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
You know, Exodus Pro has the booger kids or whatever, the slime guys, whatever.
Yeah.
Someone needs to get rid of the slime diamond headbutt.
Oh, that was ugly. I'd rather see these two guys in the NWA than the slime guys.
Slime Time Live or whatever the fart they're called.
The Booger Bros.
They're just not right.
That announcer's pretty decent too. I'm going to say this. I very much enjoyed this first episode of season 4.
I have too. That was far more enjoyable than I was anticipating.
I mean, it helps. I mean, Sigmund and why can't I think of his partner's name? Help
Russell,
me.
Elliot Russell.
Elliot Russell. Thank you. And Plunkett are professionals. I think the biggest disadvantage is honestly just there's some minor tweaks for their overall aesthetic. Hey, this is a nice little graphic.
Yeah.
Net Pro Studios in Kingsport, Tennessee.
That's, you know what's funny about that is that's right in our pal's backyard, Tony Givens. Roxy was the ring announcer. Roxy of Pretty Empowered, former NWA Women's Tag Team Champion for a day.
Probably not.
No, it
the
is.
Spank. All right. Super Jaw on the Spank.
Will Trotter, he's a longtime NWA graphic designer.
See, there's one thing: talent relations. Dr. Tom, I understand. The Kazanas and Silas Mason should come out with a different name.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that was like when Frank Goodish used to be listed as producer for World Class.
Ooh, Gary Horn.
I know that guy. I know Hebon too. Hebon and I go to the same gym.
Hebon? Did he get the tables?
All right, so go to.
I like that. I like that. Again, it's some minor aesthetics I think that could change. Some of the outfits, Plunkett's outfit, and the other guys, the tag team that fought the Heat Seekers.
Yeah,
but I think with a minor change that could have been even better. But otherwise, I very much enjoyed that. And I look.
You guys talk while I medicate.
All right.
While he medicates, I'm going to load up episode 2.
Yeah,
let's 29 minutes and 24 seconds.
Let's wait for him to come back before we start it, though. But
yes. Everybody, do you have any questions that you saw? Anything you want to ask us?
So Matthew Underwood said episode 2 is better. And he also agreed with the love for the Heat Seekers, said they should be the U.S. Tag Team Champions twice a year. He also mentioned that they looked a little bit like Chris Silvio, too.
Chris Silvio. Whoa.
So we do have, there is about 21 people still watching this. So maybe we can do another live stream next week as well. Matthew Underwood also says episode 2 pairs very well with this week. So, okay. And I think he means this week with the NWA. I know that, Jaden, you didn't see the NWA this week. I saw most of it. I know DK watched it entirely.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we should do this again sometime.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Put your comments in. Do you think we should do this again? Watch the wrestling with you guys and give our opinions, and you guys give your opinions.
I know. I know it's kind of the other lines guy shtick, but maybe we should watch some Memphis wrestling. Our friend, Dustin Starr has been doing Memphis wrestling now for about 3 years as the spinoff of Championship Wrestling. And I hear a lot of positive things. I hear a lot of negative things. And I'm curious now that after watching this show with you, I'd really like to get your opinion on what you think about Memphis wrestling. And, maybe we'll talk about that later. Matthew Underwood says yes. There's 21 people watching, but Matthew's the only one talking, which I don't mind, Matt. You're welcome to talk all the time, but like everyone else watching, I'd love to hear what you think too.
No, I'm just kidding.
What's that?
I said don't encourage him, but I'm just kidding.
Matt's a good guy. I like Matt. We're just waiting for GK to show up. I got to see an advanced copy of this week's Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I guess it's just called Championship Wrestling now. So if you guys had not been watching Championship Wrestling, they are back. They are now airing exclusively on the Memphis YouTube channel, which is kind of weird but I guess that's something that they've worked out already. And what I like about what they're doing is they're back in the Thunder Studios. That's where sorry, there's something on my wall here that's bothering me. Freaking pill bug or something. But they're back in the Thunder Studios, which is where the Primetime Live was originally taped. And for a lot of you who didn't watch Primetime Live, that was where NWA Shockwave was filmed. That saw all the title changes during the pandemic. Serena Deeb winning the NWA Women's title. The Pope winning the NWA TV title. Who won the tag titles? Aaron Stevens and Kratos winning the tag titles. All that took place in Thunder Studios. And that was in an empty crowd. But now, obviously, we're post-pandemic era wrestling. They're back in Thunder Studios with an audience and all the bells and whistles. It looks really, really good. And I can't wait till people get to see it. If you haven't watched, they've been back now for about a month. But I think you guys will dig it once it comes on the television. Should I?
Anybody have any questions while we're waiting for DK?
No, no one's chatting. So the two
See, how
matches.
come nobody can chat when like DK's actually speaking, so he doesn't get distracted?
I enjoy doing that, by the way. The interesting thing about
Yeah, you're a sadist.
I like watching him like reboot and sit there like, trying to read it and keep his thought going. It's the best.
Glad somebody's enjoying it.
All right, well, did you hear that that Jake Paul is going to be challenging a 57-year-old Mike Tyson, and it's going to air on Netflix?
I hope Tyson beats him within an inch of his life.
I'm going to say this, and I think I've said this before, but Logan Paul, Jake's brother, is exactly what I would picture a wrestler being if I wasn't familiar with what pro wrestling is. And I think he's so good at it. I think he's going to have such a bright future. And I look at his brother, I'm like, your little brother's already paving the way for you to come to the WWE. Why are you doing these mixed martial art fights?
Because they know how to pick them, and they probably make a lot of money.
So Noob says, I would like a good wrestling watch party. Hey, the last episode was pretty good.
I like the last episode. I can't complain for it is what it is. That is good old-fashioned Southern spot show wrestling.
Matthew Underwood says, with this episode, as I've said ad nauseum, it is that their storytelling for Power and JCP and how it needs to be done going forward. That's exciting. That's good to hear. Matthew Underwood also says that Logan Paul is going to be the modern Ric Flair. Pump the brakes a little bit.
Gonna start doing a helicopter in the ring?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
There's only one Ric Flair. There'll only be one Logan Paul. Someday somebody can measure up their success levels, but let's try not.
It's kind of like who is a big celebrity that started pro wrestling? Thinking back, I know there's a lot of NFL football players that transitioned to wrestling, specifically like Wahoo McDaniel, right? I mean, he was a football player before he was a pro wrestler.
So was Ernie Ladd. So was a lot of them.
Ernie Ladd, I guess, would be a really good candidate. But like modern day, think of all the celebrities who we've seen come and go. A few years ago, we saw Cody's buddy, the Arrow, Steve Amell, get into the ring, and he actually had a few matches. Nothing to write home about, but he didn't embarrass himself. And, we saw Shaquille O'Neal in an AEW ring. Oh, Sean Mega. That's it. Sean Mega nailed it. Miz was a reality TV star.
Yeah.
That's the one. That's probably the closest.
I was going to say Andy Kaufman was the best, but Miz probably would be.
I've never liked Miz. So, according to Tokyo Sports, Okada is making $4.5 million a year.
That's insane.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I just have to do something real quick. So you guys talk now.
All right.
Fine.
We got ding dongs.
Ho-hos.
Better leave those ho-hos alone. They'll get you in trouble.
I'm single. I can have all the ho-hos I want.
Yeah, fair. Sean Mega says Okada robbing AEW. I mean, it's only robbing if they don't want to pay it. I mean,
what was his name? God. Baseball player that played for the Rangers, then went for the Yankees, and the Rangers gave him some stupid contract.
Alex Rodriguez.
They were saying he was wanting like $5 million a year. And they were saying that nobody was close to offering him that. Nobody. And so and the Rangers had a pretty good lead. But Tom Hicks was an idiot. And I guess Rodriguez's manager said something to the effect of, well, we'll probably sign elsewhere. And Hicks panicked and signed him for that. And then, of course, he never did a thing for us. And then we traded him to the Yankees, where we still had to pay him until the Yankees restructured his deal, which is the best thing that ever happened to Tom Hicks. God, that was just, when people are dumb enough to pay somebody, and look, there's no evidence that Tony Khan's a good businessman.
Tony Khan has a lot of money, but remember, that was his dad's a self-made billionaire, not Tony. And look, again,
Tony was given a lot of money. I mean,
and I know his analytic company has made a lot of money. But again, like, you don't get that without Pops helping you out along the way.
Well, his dad said that he wanted to watch his kids blow the money before he died, and he was giving them all. I guess he has 2 kids, son and daughter. Yeah. You didn't pull out. That was your big mistake.
Oh my God, dude.
And
oh my God.
That's the first time I've used that joke.
I know, but now we're demonetized. This just handed to me.
Oh, come on. We've said far worse without getting demonetized.
Matthew Underwood says, so if TK gets $1 billion for AEW rights deals for 10 years, is it a success? Yeah, of course it is. I can't sit here and lie to you and say, like, no, it's not a success. If he gets a $1 billion deal for the broadcasting rights for the next 10 years, that's $4 billion short of what the WWE got for Raw, right? Or no, for SmackDown on USA. That's still success. We're so quick to understand, and I mean, WWE has existed our entire lives, right? Like, nobody on this podcast, live stream, watching or appearing on existed before the WWE. It's been a global phenomenon for 60 years. So they've had time to build up to where they're at right now. And the fact now that they're leveraged with the UFC under TKO, yeah, these big money deals will continue to happen for them because they are leveraged as the premier pro wrestling company. You have to understand that AEW is not leveraged the same way that the WWE is. So if they strike a $1 billion deal, let's say that Time Warner Discovery gives them $1 billion for the next 10 years, that's a huge victory for them.
Well, look, Sean Mega puts it best. He says, Matthew, if he's spending more than that, then we don't know what the books are. We don't know how much he's currently paying talent. He pays a lot of people not to do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked the question the other day, what's ever happened to Big Show and Mark Henry? It was such a big deal when they got signed. Both of them acknowledged they got signed for more money than they were making at WWE.
I think that I don't know about Big Show. I know that Mark Henry does a lot of like behind the scenes work with some of the younger guys, and he's kind of more like an ambassador for AEW than he is like an authority figure or a pro wrestler, obviously. But I will say this, like, again, $1 billion versus $1 million is a huge difference. And even $4.5 million is not a whole lot for $1 billion. And $1 billion over 10 years is what?
10 million.
10 million a year?
No, if it's over 10 years, it's 10 million a year, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Or no, 100 million a year.
100 million.
Okay, so right now, if he got $1 billion for 10 years, I don't think he's spending $100 million running AEW right now. I could be wrong.
I don't know what he's spending one way or the other. What I will say is, I don't know if that's a realistic. First of all, you're probably not going to get a 10-year deal.
No, you're probably not going to get $1 billion deal either. But
yeah, I was going to say that's the very first thing is you're probably not going to get a 10-year deal out of any TV station. So that's step one. So step two is how much are they going to get? And I don't, and for how long? And then the next thing is, I don't know that having Okada gets them more money.
James H. Jackson, with a word on the street, says Okada's debut does the second highest quarter hour of the evening for Dynamite by Dave Schur. But what happens after the debut is what matters. Well, I mean, they're talking right now that Will Ospreay's match with Jaden, you're going to have to pronounce his name for me because I cannot. The Japanese wrestler that works with Don Callis.
I don't remember who it is.
Takeshita?
Yes. Say it again.
Takeshita.
Why does it look like Takeshita?
It actually looks like take a shit, but
I'm trying to say it nice. Okay. So, okay. Fair. That was they're saying that was one of the matches of the year, and a lot of people were excited to see Ospreay's debut on Dynamite last night against Kyle Fletcher. I guess I don't know. Everything that's being said in the chat is correct. Yes, Tony is spending a lot of money, but if he can get a big money contract, I think it all washes itself out. And just like James said, and Sean Mega said just right now, if the ratings drop, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Well,
and you can't fix the ratings by popping new talent into the equation. You got to start making compelling storylines that get people to tune in. Ultimately, that's what the WWE does.
Here's the thing I learned too when it comes to business, and it applies to television a lot too. You need 10 weeks before people start showing signs of something. There's ups and downs in every television broadcast. Sometimes something will go up, sometimes it'll go down. Somebody will pop a number. But if you're trying to build an audience, it takes about 10 weeks before they really, truly start building up. So does AEW have 10 weeks of television they're putting on to be able to build an audience? With the next 10 weeks, if it's the same with the last 10 weeks, will that build an audience?
Okay, let me read the actual report from PW Insider by Dave Scheer. As reported earlier, the season debut of Dynamite saw a 5% drop from the previous week. According to WrestleNomics, the show started with 930,000 overnight viewers. Now, their first quarter is always extremely high because Big Bang Theory runs an extra minute and people don't always change channel right away. And Big Bang Theory brings in just over 1 million.
Not recently, but they have in the past over 1 million. In some cases, more than just over 1 million.
Well, Big Bang itself.
Yeah, I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Recently, the Big Bang has gone down, but I think it's just because another year of reruns.
Right. They've gone down some, but a lot of the viewers are those kind of hanging on viewers. So it was 930,000 overnight viewers before dropping to 785,000 in quarter two. So a drop of over 100,000, maybe about 150,000, it looks like, and stayed there for about the next half hour. The 9 o'clock hour did the second highest number of the night at 865,000 viewers.
And that was for Okada?
That was for Okada.
That's also placement too, because a lot of people change during times. Every time there's a change of hour, there's a slight bump of people generally for a new show.
And then they lost $139,000 people in the next quarter. Here's the thing. Dynamite consistently does somewhere in the neighborhood of
800,000, right?
Well, about 820 to 850,000. So what we really see is Okada did not one damn thing for them. Because nobody knows who the hell Okada is who isn't already a wrestling fan and doesn't probably already watch the show.
Yeah.
Be careful, though. A lot of fans might start chewing on you for not knowing who this guy is and having to have something to explain him and build him up.
Oh, yeah.
That's Ice-T's son.
Yeah.
Or
Everybody was mad at him.
Ice Cube's son, sorry.
Ice Cube's kid is killing like those AEW fans.
As he should. But yeah, I mean, just absolutely insane. I mean, and the thing is, people who are AEW fans and the guys at Wrestle Talk, I love watching their shows, but they are such AEW blowhards. It's crazy. And so, I mean, they're like one of the ones mocking Ice Cube. What's he saying that's wrong? Tell us something. Why do I need to watch? Who the hell's Okada to the average American? Nobody. I don't care how long he held the IWGP title. I don't care how big of a star he was in Japan.
Tell me though, and then just time out, outside of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, to the average American, who the hell is Seth Rollins? Who the hell is Drew Galloway? Who the hell is half the people we watch on wrestling?
Yeah, but see, they tell you who they are, and the difference is it's not 800,000 people to watch it; it's 2.5 million.
Okay, fair. All right, it's fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To the average person, nobody, but they're known by the average WWE fan who might go, "Oh, I really like Seth Rollins."
Hi.
Hi.
Love the shirt.
Promoting the merch here.
Yay.
Where can you get such that shirt?
At
Hi.
alliance-wrestling.com.
Alliance-wrestling.com.
Okay.
That brings back some memories.
T-shirts.
Piper's on the side today, but we like her. And we
Piper,
like
give us some thumbs up.
Occasions.
Everybody gives us some thumbs up.
No, put that down.
There we go.
Okay.
That's the tower for.
Yeah, but it's old.
Okay.
You can take it with you if you want.
Okay.
Are we
Okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, we ready to watch episode 2?
We'll see them at the matches.
Thank you. Bye, sweetheart.
All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We'll do the countdown, and then I'll tell you to press play. All right? When I say press play, press play. All right, you guys ready?
Trying.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, press play. There's that neat logo again.
Yeah.
Again, I like the song. I think I've seen some of the 6 there.
Yep.
Nice top collar and elbow tie up.
That's Thrillbilly.
Never heard of them.
Interesting that it closes with Freya the Slayer.
Who's JJ's father?
AJ's father?
You said he was a second gen. I mean, not AJ.
Casey and AJ are both sons of Joe Cazana.
Yeah, I know that. He was mentioning that their opponent was a second generation.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, here's one thing I have to complain about. The referees aren't consistent in their outfits.
It's the same style shirt.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And that is Roxy, former member of Pretty Empowered, there in the ring doing the announcing.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I hope that's not indicative of her career choice, because I thought she's a pretty good wrestler.
Yeah, maybe she's injured.
Toby Farley. That's a television title.
That's an ugly title.
Does it say open weight?
Open weight. Now, this is Toby Farley's backyard. I mean, he's worked for Tony Givens for so much. I would figure he'd got a bigger reaction, to be quite honest.
Don't like the belt.
Nope, I don't like it at all.
It's ugly, but
shaved off all his hair.
Yeah.
I guess they're talking about that too.
I just can't stand bald guys in wrestling.
We know.
Oh, geez, another bath mat robe.
Hey, you should have taped your hands before you came out there, sir.
Yeah, he did a really crappy job of it, too.
Again, I have a hard time trying to figure out who's face and heel just by the entrance, you know?
Well, they were certainly kind of making Farley out as kind of being like a heel because he was new look, new whatever, but this guy seems like one. Do they just all wear the same vest?
There's a discount at the vest store.
It's more like at Bed Bath & Beyond. That's what they got when it was left over from the clearance after the place was shutting down.
Matthew Underwood points out that the referee is Jared Fitz. Matthew Underwood says, is Roxy retired? I don't think she is. Not really sure what's going on with her.
Ironically, in the old Southwest territory where Joe Cazana wrestled, Mike Jackson was the ring announcer. Mike Jackson, the same 70-year-old you just saw in California recently.
Yeah.
80-year-old or 90-year-old or whatever he is now.
I think he's 70.
Yeah, he was the ring announcer for Southeast and the Alabama junior heavyweight champion in Georgia.
Bad idea having both wrestlers wear black trunks.
At least who I assume is the heel, by the way he's acting, has some writing on it. I think that says "you suck" on it.
His name is King Zuka.
Bless you.
Nice.
I don't like a referee with a man bun.
I don't like a man with a man bun.
Yeah, but you can get away with a heel doing so.
Jared Fritz is an NWA referee, and he is pretty good at his job, man bun aside. He's always been kind to me in the past, but when I watch him ref matches, he feels very legit, if that makes sense. I would have Jared Fitz on my roster of referees for sure.
Don't tuck his shirt in.
You would say what?
He doesn't tuck his shirt in to start. Or if it is, it's not a shirt that looks good tucked in.
I think it's one of those half tucks.
The Vans don't seem to know what to do here.
Well, and it's because I think you got two heels wrestling.
I don't know why that's become so popular in wrestling all of a sudden.
Some people think that the whole heel face dynamic is passe.
Well, and that's one thing, but when you have two people that are obviously heels,
Well, maybe not obviously now. Maybe it's just they're not making neither of them are making the right connection.
That happens too.
well,
I did like the way
one,
you
it
just put that
certainly
headlock on.
maybe work heelish, but I can't tell that the other's trying to work face. Yeah, not the best case.
Is that a thing now in this promotion? Everybody has to jump up with rope that way?
It feels like it. I like the kick. I don't know if I like the selling of the kick afterwards where he falls to the hardest part of the ring.
You can beat the man on the outside. It's called a count out.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing because the champion is not the one who, if the champion gets disqualified or count out, he doesn't lose his title.
Does the heel have something in his hand?
I think so. I don't know
Yeah.
what, though.
Looks like a tampon.
Yeah, you can still see it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he hit him in the throat with it? It seems a lot more effective if he would have hit him in the throat than in the midsection, in the solar plexus.
It also seems like he hit him more by the ribs than the actual stomach.
I feel maybe the fans checked out on this match, and I'm not sure why. I don't hate this match, but I feel like the fans are not reacting to it at all.
Well, I don't think they know how to react.
Yeah. The heel isn't a heel enough, and the face isn't a face enough.
When I was at a Killer Brooks show.
Oh my God. You got a handful of balls.
That's nuts.
When I was at a Killer Brooks show, one of the things that Killer Brooks told a couple of the wrestlers that I'm talking to is, when you go out, work the crowd. The heel be the heel and the face be the face. And so on their way out to the ring, they established who they were.
Yeah.
Why didn't the referee check him for a 4-0 check before the match started?
That's a great question.
This Zuka. He see they call himself Fire Lord Zuka?
He doesn't even remember where he hit it.
Oh, Jesus. You know what it looks like? It's one of those toilet paper roll things that holds your toilet paper in place.
I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a taped up fork or something, but I don't know.
Matthew Underwood said it was clever that he switched to his trunks. It was until he forgot where he put it.
But it's only clever when you do that if the referee's trying to find it.
This is true.
I mean, so far the ref has been nothing against Jarrett Fritz per se, but so far the ref's done nothing to make it, seem like he's aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not agreeing with you with your assessment. I haven't seen it, at least not in this match.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I will say this: the fans are starting to get into it with the cheating from Zuka.
Because he's actually making, look, he's doing some facial expressions. He's making it obvious. There's an NWA patch on that shirt. That's kind of cool. I still think it's ugly. I don't think it works. See, that was bad positioning because there's no reason that he should have been able to do that Beal from that abdominal stretch. He should have been able to do it all along. There was nothing that made it so he needed to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The celebration is way too early. You didn't do nothing yet. Wow. That was unexpected.
Well, when he hit it, I knew it was over, but
Farley should be sponsored by Just for Men or what's the one to do the beard?
I know what you're talking about, the beard dye.
Yeah.
That is a very dark and unnaturally brown beard.
whatever it was went flying. So,
which unless it's something that may be bad unless it is something an actual object.
He just picked it up and put it back in his trunk.
Well,
the fans didn't even care enough to take it away from him.
Yeah.
They really need to refilm this. It's kind of scary.
Hey, look, somebody ordered Kenny Omega on Temu.
Hey, look, somebody ordered the question mark on Temu. Josephus.
Yeah. Just kill kayfabe, why don't you, man?
Who's he trying to be?
Which one of them?
ROH, the Book of Truth.
Wasn't that what's his name? I can't think of his name. Bateman was a part of the group, the Righteous, right?
I mean, he was there several times, but I can't.
Truth Martini?
Yes, that was it. And you come out and whack people with the Book of Truth.
Is that a branding iron?
Yeah. Matthew Underwood says this should be Joe and Kyle talking about the match in an NWA Power Control Room. And Luthez says Temu is just Wish with a new hold. And Joe Cazana's putting over his boys, which he should be doing. That's fine. I got no problem with that.
I like the way they have matching gear, but it isn't exactly bookend.
Yeah.
Not twinning. I guess I'll give the NWA credit. They at least finished the Roxy storyline.
Well, and we don't know what her status is. I mean, maybe she's hurt, and that's why she's not in the ring.
These guys are a tag team.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hold judgment when I see him.
Well, like
First
I'll
of
say,
all, I think the young man that wrestles is better than the guy in the late. General Hospital, though, beat them both.
Now, one of these is supposed to be a second generation guy, but I don't know which one.
Our pal Scoop pointed out Golden is the nephew of Bunkhouse Buck, Jimmy Golden.
Which one's Golden? The one that looks like Kenny Omega?
Probably.
It looks like a phone book with a
cover?
self-made art cover on it.
We used to put brown shopping bags over our books. Evan Golden.
What's wrong with that kid ears?
He's listening to death metal.
Well, it would at least drown out what that guy's talking about.
All right, yeah. So the Golden is the guy in the mint green trunks.
He's gonna wrestle in a long sleeve shirt, really?
I hope not.
Looking at the gut underneath, I hope he does.
Well,
there it is. Somebody in the crowd liked it.
Yeah, a little on the soft side.
Well, you know, I know that KC is a Division I athlete. Like, he played for the Tennessee Volunteers, and I would say he's a little bit soft too. You know, again, I'm not trying to put these kids down. They look a hell of a lot better than I do, but I'm also not trying to make money being a pro wrestler.
Well, there are different types of soft. If you ever looked at Bobby Eaton, he was no bodybuilder.
No,
but there was still he wasn't flabby though necessarily. And I think one of the things looking at both KC needs to tan too, and probably firm up that stomach. But
Matthew Underwood points out that Joe's building the country gentleman and the promotion on commentary here.
Yeah, yes. I'm actually listening to it. Which is smart. They're not going to theoretically leave the promotion and go somewhere else.
No.
AJ Cazana looks like a wrestler.
Yeah, no.
Tag ropes. Ooh, tag ropes. I think the tag rope came off.
AJ's putting it back on.
Well, even if you look at like Trevor Murdoch, you know, he's got the belly and everything, but everything about him's solid.
Yeah, and he looks like a wrestler to fight you in a bar.
Right. And AJ,
oh, nice leapfrog. Decent arm drag.
KC's an athlete, man. He is good. He said he's only been in the sport for about 8 or 9 months now, but he has come quickly. It's come quickly to him. It's almost like he's a third generation wrestler. Oh wait,
almost. Yeah, I mean, and some as they grow, you know, they get a little bit.
Yeah, Kendall Windham actually eventually filled out. Originally looked like a Q-tip.
Yeah, that bleach did bad things to his hair. No wonder he had to shave later. You know,
I'd rather see right now the Heat Seekers versus the Country Gentlemen.
Yeah, and this is episode number 2 of their new season, so perhaps they're building to that. And they have a few other tag teams here in Joe Cazana Promotions. The Stew Crew is a former tag team champions. Basically, 2 guys that look like AJ Cazana. Big guys, burly guys. And then, of course, we know that Alex Taylor and Kerry Morton also have touchdown here.
The Southern 2.
The Southern 2 of the Southern 6.
The 1/3.
Before the Country Gentlemen debuted down here in Joe Cazana Promotions, Silas Mason, Silas Mason and Dixon.
Ken Dixon or something, right?
Yeah, and AJ were a part of the TVA, the Tennessee Violence Authority, or something like that. And so they had some decent tag teams. Of course, there it is, the TVA, the Southern 6, the Stew Crew. Oh, man. I got your thunder, DK.
So, so Mobius, and Ouroboros and Loki are part of the TVA, right?
Right. Now you know. And knowing's half the battle. Yo, Joe.
And he who remains. He who is no longer part of the
MCU.
Yeah. I don't like when wrestlers wear pajamas as pants.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, that was horrible. Little extra arm.
I realize it's winter in Tennessee, but these guys need to get some spray tan or something.
Yeah. Willie Bowen says that he wants Allison Kay on Temu. Fair enough, Willie. Fair enough.
Ooh.
Oh.
I don't know what that was supposed to be, but
it was a scoop, quick scoop power slam, but he landed on his head.
I was gonna say it looked more like a botched Oklahoma roll.
There's this one old guy in the audience. I think his teeth fell out. His false teeth. You know what? Speaking of bears, they need to bring in a wrestling bear.
No, I can't disagree.
That wasn't horrible.
I like the sell that Casey's giving it.
Was that a stunner or a cutter?
That was a stunner.
Damn. That was a good clothesline, too. AJ is definitely revered in this promotion. I do like the tag team of the Country Gentlemen. I think it's a good tag team, but I think if I was Papa Joe here, I think I'd give AJ a babyface push against Silas Mason.
Have you ever watched videos of Hanson and Brody in All Japan?
All the time.
One of the things about him is that you notice that they almost never sell. I mean, they wrestle the funks and barely sell as minimal as possible. And then you watch him in the ring with Baba and whatever tag team partner Baba has. And they are selling machines.
Selling to pay. Who pays them?
That was okay.
Yep.
So again, I didn't love the team of the Guiding Light, but that was a fun little match.
Yeah, again, they need the General Hospital and all my children instead.
What about One Life to Live? You got a problem with the NBC soaps or what?
I don't really know how to respond to any of that.
I don't know which soap opera that one is on.
Dark Shadows.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the worst of the match, but still solid so far. Matthew Underwood says this comeback. Noob says I should give JCP a good watch, even though I'm a huge supporter of FTW Wrestling. They definitely need to update their production and presentation. I agree with that for sure. Willie Bowen said, yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah, 2 matches. They're basically 30-minute shows with 2 matches.
But you know what? That's kind of good, because I just watched 2 episodes and I don't feel like I just watched 2 episodes of wrestling. It went by very fast.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to watch it more,
All right.
Maybe episode 3 next week.
So, Jay.
Yeah.
Now, you and I both kind of sort of watched Power.
Sorry, guys.
And not sorry as we are. So, I do want to make a couple quick comments about Power. Why the fuck do they still not have the audience shown?
I felt like they did a better job. Like I feel in the previous episodes when they were in Nashville, it felt like they were absolutely avoiding showing the audience, where this one, it felt like it was just, we don't want you facing the hard cam. We want it to look like an empty arena. But then, they cut the camera across and you could see people, a lot of people were there.
Yeah. And the audience, since they were made out of people who hadn't probably seen much wrestling recently, were much hotter than the Tennessee crowd was.
Yeah.
So, you could at least get the hearing. But this idea that to make it look like there's no crowd is something that I do not understand. I don't know what the logic is. And if someone could explain the logic to me, I probably still wouldn't understand, but at least somebody will have attempted to explain the logic to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. And look, now, how much does it matter? Supposedly they had about 1,500 in Alabama. I've seen some pictures. The place was packed.
How many teeth were there, though?
About 5. And
we'll meet in the middle and say 4.
Okay. And so it's just, I just found it weird. I watched Power and I didn't really enjoy it.
By the way, 1,500 people, that's one big family in Alabama.
Well, it's true.
Well,
it was Bob and his family and his wife Louise and her family.
And they're all, and Bob and Louise are sisters and brothers, siblings.
Yeah. Probably cousins.
We're not going to be big in Alabama, but let's wrap it up for the night, because we got our 2 hours in. Unless you have something else you want to talk about, DK.
He's saying it like it's community service.
Oh, that's
We got our 2 hours in. We paid our penance.
I guess the point I was trying to make is these 2 episodes were much more enjoyable than what I watched on Tuesday.
Yes, probably it's much better than most of what I've seen in wrestling for a while. I like the episode 1 better, but I definitely now this is my first true getting to watch the Country Gentleman, and I see some potential there. I definitely think I would like to see AJ versus Silas. I think that would be something good. Maybe, and I'd really like to see the Country Gentleman. The flags?
That's what Mandy said. I think the flags that were maybe ringside.
I saw the American flag.
Huh.
But I want to see the Country Gentleman.
What Mandy meant was the flags that were in the studio for the NWA.
Oh yeah, that was a Jim Crockett thing, and actually, in reality, that was actually before I even saw the Jim Crockett Promotions. I saw that in Southeastern or Alabama or one of those Cazana / Golden / Fuller Promotions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really want to see now. I really do want to see though. He said the Heat Seekers and the Country Gentleman. I think that'll be good. I can't wait to next week. Do we have any idea what's going on next week? I know they put the video up. Is there a video description of what we'll see?
Are you talking about Joe Cazana?
Yeah, because I know that's already up. I saw the thing that's going to premiere. I assume soon.
I didn't see it. Let me take a look.
That'd be kind of nice to know what we have to work with next week. If you guys, if the audience and you guys still want to do this.
So they released this episode 4 days ago. So I don't think they have the newest episode out yet. I think it comes out.
They don't, but when they originally released, they released 4 of them, and they were all going to be premiering at different times.
Okay. Okay. So season 4, episode 3, looks like we're gonna have Big Strong Mims, Bug Strong Mims, the Southern Six, the Stu Crew, and Tyler Shoop. So we'll probably see Big Strong Mims versus Tyler Shoop, and the Southern Six, Alex Taylor and Silas Mason probably against the Stu Crew.
That's something I know. I've heard of these guys. They have some name value because of the NWA. So, that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. I've seen Kerry Morton wrestle, but I've never seen him and Alex Taylor team yet. I don't believe.
You won't see that this week. You'll see Silas and Taylor team.
Oh, Silas and Taylor? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Silas and Taylor were they were both Joe Cazana guys first, weren't they?
Yeah.
I know Silas was.
They're all based in Tennessee. The Southern Six are Tennessee faction. That's why a lot of those guys were already kind of working together. Like, our pal Jeremiah Plunkett's a Tennessee guy. And, remember Deals, Plunkett, and Taylor used to kind of run around together for a while too.
He may be person non grata with the NWA, but I see that DW seems like he's wrestling again.
A lot.
That retirement kind of went down, and he's living in Tennessee. Last I heard, maybe they should. Maybe we should see if we can talk Joe Cazana into bring in D-Dub.
Hey,
I think you fit there very well.
You know what? I agree with you actually, and 100% I agree with you.
Can you imagine D-Dub? Oh, can you imagine D-Dub and Silas Mason?
Yeah, that'd be a fun match.
I try not to.
Or DW and Toby Farley.
Or Plunkett and D-Dub.
Yeah.
I think I've wrestled before and saw.
Oh, you're. I don't know that they wrestled each other. Maybe I don't remember. But all of these things, I'm with you on. I think that'd be great.
We need some D-Dub, and he also needs to be a sponsor of D-Dubby.
That's right. Okay, let's wrap it up there. We'll be here next week. We will be talking some NWA next week. We might be doing a watch along as well. Just depends on how the results look on YouTube starting tomorrow. So we'll talk about it.
Did you put it on there that we did on both shows to actually make sure they watch this on both shows?
No, but I will later.
Okay.
But Jaden, if folks want to follow what's happening at Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, you have an update, and you want to tell them how to watch or what's happening next?
Well, first of all, check out Dog Pro Wrestling on YouTube. We are, last time I looked, I think we were 948 with subscribers.
Wow.
And there's a video on there of Dave Dog getting squashed by Falaba that's seen by over 1,800 people. So make sure you're one of them, because it's very enjoyable watching Dave Dog get squashed by Falaba. I must have watched it like 1,500 times. I had it on loop for like 10 hours straight. Never got bored of it. But so make sure, check it out. There will be some stuff added soon, because I know the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators Heavyweight Championship match for Mawa, which is coming up on May 25th. That's going to be the champion, current Breaker Morant, if he's still champion, or whoever the champion will be, will defend against Kurt Robinson. But Breaker Morant's going to have a couple defenses coming up, including April 11th at Rowan University and April 25th at Rowan College of Burlington County. Those are sold events, but they will be available on YouTube. So there'll be lots of matches coming up, lots of things you can check. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and tell everybody about it, and try to get us over 1,000.
Yeah, man. That'd be great. They deserve it. Good content. Like, comment, subscribe. DK, folks.
Real quick, if there's anybody you don't like, make sure you make them watch all the Dave Dahl matches.
DK, how they can follow you on socials?
At DKMFWTX at whatever socials I'm on.
Send him amateur wrestling videos and boxing knockouts and girls with big booties.
Jesus.
Not wrong.
No, I'm at the Alliance blog. You can check me out on all social medias. Make sure that you click, comment, like, subscribe. If you need a title belt, check out Trophy Smack. You can design your own championship title. Once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I have approval to buy myself a King of YouTube title, because I won't ever get one of those cool awards that YouTube hands out. So I'm going to make one for a title belt for me. We're on Twitter. X, it's DKMFTWTX, I think. Yes. And then at the Alliance blog for your boy Jay. And Jaden isn't on social media, but you can follow Dog Pro Wrestling if you just type
it's actually Dog Wrestling on there. And I used to think with the FWTX, I used to think the FWT was fornicate the world.
Oh my goodness.
Until I realized it was Fort Worth, Texas.
And with that, we will bid you adieu. Until next time, we'll see you at the matches. Thanks for joining the stream. This has been a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. We genuinely appreciate your support. Would you consider subscribing so you'll never miss a future episode? I'd also like to remind you we do a live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for NWA Power. You can find us on social media at the Alliance blog. And until next time,